This is spectacular, and I'm calling it a brownie because I think it just kind of looks like one. And my son would say, don't call it a brownie because it doesn't look like one, but we're going to call it a brownie. This is an exquisite little gem of a recipe that has a few little components to it, and one of them is the homemade Nutella, which is in another video. Click the link down in there. Go to that video. Don't forget to subscribe too, actually. You gotta remember to subscribe, everybody, because then it comes into your inbox every week. I do new videos every week. It's amazing. This brownie has, it's really fudgy actually, because I've been using sunflower butter, which takes it to the next level. And it's not something that I've used before, and it really suits this recipe. And the homemade Nutella, oh my God, as the really gorgeous frosting on top just brings the whole thing home to a lush moment. Oh, it's so good. All right, this brownie. The first thing you can do is make applesauce. Now the applesauce that me and Lusmy make is very different to everybody else's applesauce out there because ours has a little bit of maple in it, and you don't have to do that. You can just use apples, whatever. Don't write in and go, actually use sugar in the apples. Don't do that. Just do what you want to do. So this is how we did it. We got some beautiful red, gorgeous, yummy apples, right? Which I wish I could juggle because I would totally be juggling these right now. And we peel them and slice them, and we put them in a pot and we add a little bit of maple syrup to them. That's really all you do. And you put a lid on and you cook it for about 30 minutes until it's completely tender. And this is what it looks like when it comes out. 1 kilo of red apples, peeled, sliced thinly, put into a pot, lid on, cooked for about 15 minutes, added the maple, cooked for another 15, 20 minutes, and this is what you get. Okay, that's really all you do. And this is the beauty of food, is you get to make things like this at home, and I love it. The next thing you're gonna do is pop it into a glass jar. Now remember this, please do not put a lid on when it's hot. Thanks, mate. Because what happens is, it is warm in here, you put a lid on, you put it in the fridge because you think you're doing the right thing. It creates moisture. The moisture creates bacteria and it goes off. So a classic thing in kitchens, the commercial kitchens, is we make things like this all the time. Sauces, purees, soups, stews, whatever we make, vegetables, stir fries, whatever we make. And whatever is left over, right, we put into containers and we leave it out until it's completely cooled down. And then we put a lid on and then we put it in the fridge. All right, we're gonna need half a cup of that glorious situation. Then it's gonna sit on my shelf the entire day until this completely cools down, where I can't feel any warmth at all, and then a lid will go on it. All right, so that's how you make the applesauce. Preheat your oven to 150. Make sure you have the middle shelf, yeah? Not the low shelf where the heat is, or if your heat is on the top, please have the middle, because it's just burns otherwise, and I've done that before. And all ovens aren't made equally too, so remember that as well. So preheat oven, tray, get your tray ready, and get some baking paper ready. The size of my tray is actually important. This is the size I used, which I think is 20 centimeter. Actually, Lusmy, can you get me a ruler? Yep. And let's measure this. While she's doing that, let's preheat our oven. So it's 25 centimeters by 11 centimeters by 7 centimeters. And you're gonna need baking paper as well in that. So that's the tin I used. I didn't want to use something like this because it's too thin and it's too big. I want it nice and kind of fudgy and snuck into that tin. There's a reason why I picked that, yeah? All right, set that aside. Now, this is the process. We're pretty much gonna shove everything into here. I love this, it's so easy. This is our egg mix, which is 1 tablespoon of flax seeds to 3 tablespoons of water, and it becomes like egg, that kind of slippery texture. Goes straight into our food processor. Next is our medjool dates. Now medjool dates have a seed inside of them, so you just want to open it. Get that seed out. Half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. You're going to use half a cup of almond meal, 3/4 of a cup of cacao powder. Going to use half a cup of coconut oil. You're going to use half a cup of a really interesting ingredient, which is sunflower butter. How you can make sunflower butter is by buying activated and dehydrated sunflower seeds and then blending it in your Vitamix, in your high-speed blender. You can use 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 3 tablespoons of coconut milk. Now I could use more, I'm just going to see what it looks like at the end. Does this feel easy so far? Are you feeling like you can do this at home? Does this feel like something that is like got your attention and like, I can do this? Are you worried about anything? Are you thinking, where the hell do I get sunflowers, activated, dehydrated sunflower seeds, and how do I make it into a butter? Don't panic. Just start to think about it in a different way. It's like too hard to get sunflower seeds and make a butter. Is there such a thing as already made sunflower seed butter? Can I access that? Is it affordable to me? Well, maybe I'll just use peanut butter or almond butter. Just flow with that energy on that particular ingredient. The rest of the ingredients are a must. The milk you could change out to, say, a soy milk, a rice milk, a hemp milk, whatever you like, an almond milk, that's up to you. So what I'm after is a nice batter happening here. So I'm gonna process this. If it looks really dry and sticky, I'm gonna add a little bit more coconut milk. Let's have a look in here. That's looking really nice and buttery. It's not looking dry, it's nice and sticky and fudgy. That's what we want. This is a good time to taste it, just to see, okay, where you're at, what you're feeling. For me, it's like my homemade Nutella is so freaking sweet. It's gonna be the frosting on top. I'm trying not to ram too much sweetener in here. I need some salt. And that's why the applesauce, right? And the dates is enough, because that Nutella is just going to be just like rockin' sweet. Just a little bit of salt to bring out flavour. Another little blend, process, not a blend. And that is it. Straight into your tin. And don't push it down. Give it a little bit of texture, you know, on top. Did you like that? Did you like how I did that? Getting all that batter off the other spatula. Also out of that food processor as well, yeah. Oh my God, I'm gonna lick that. Love having all the tools on tap in your kitchen, right there, so you don't have to open a drawer. I really encourage you to take your cupboards off your kitchen wall and open everything up and have everything hung up everywhere. All right, I'm not gonna push down, I'm gonna make a situation, so have a look. That's it, to the oven it goes. $40, $50. We're gonna cook this for 35 minutes or 40? 40 minutes, she says. I think we cooked it for 40 yesterday, didn't we? Yeah, okay, cool. This is really fudgy, so it's not your normal brownie. It's not like it's very different. It's very lush, especially with the Nutella on there. And after I bring it out of the oven, I'm not gonna let it cool completely. I'm gonna sit it there for a bit in the tin for about 20 minutes. Then I'm gonna take it out of the tin. I'm gonna put it just on its brown paper and I'm just gonna smear that homemade Nutella all over it, and I'm gonna eat it when it's still just a little bit warm. And what's really great about this, when it's cooled down completely, put it in an airtight container, put it in the fridge, and it makes a wonderful little dessert. I've got people coming over tonight, so I'm going to pull it out when it's cold. But when it's hot, it's also really exquisite. So, and you can serve it with ice cream as well. But it's definitely gooey and buttery. Oh my God, I've got it all over me. It's not your normal brownie. Brownies are ready. The place is smelling really nice, actually. It's kind of comforting. It's raining outside. Nice hot cup of tea or coffee or whatever you're into, even a hot chocolate. And then this gorgeous situation here. Now, don't touch it. Leave it to just cool down. It's very freaking hot. You could put this in the middle of the table with a whole tub of ice cream and just that hazelnut, amazing homemade Nutella and have a situation. Or you could just let it cool down like I'm going to until I can take it out of there where it's cooled down, where it's still warm, okay, but it's not piping hot, and then I'm gonna ice it with that amazing homemade Nutella frosting. This is really cooled down, like really cool. I'm stoked. So it's still got that little bit of warmth that I spoke about before because I want that, but it's perfect. Oh yeah, that's perfect. All right, I'm just gonna slather this all over it.
Yep.
Ooh,
What's going on? Whoa.
Sweet, yeah?
Sweet from Nutella?
Yeah. Sweet from the Nutella. It's just perfect.
Oh. Yeah.
That is the best thing I've ever made.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is a gorgeous caramel seeded slice that you can have for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or a snack. The caramel is out of my second cookbook. Now this is important. This is not just any caramel. This is the world's best caramel, and it's done without white sugar. It's a brilliant recipe. Can't express enough. You have to get this book. This has changed so many people's lives, especially with kids that go crazy on white sugar. This has been a game changer. To get this recipe, you need to buy this book. I mean, this is epic. Have a look at it. I love it. So I've used that to make this epic caramel, which I'm super proud of. And when you put the caramel into the fridge, it goes hard. And in that book I just showed you, there's these donuts, right? And they're cinnamon hot, yummy donuts, all plant-based. And then you pipe in the caramel after they're cooked, and it's sublime, especially with my chocolate amazing sauce as well. It's just my chocolate spread, whatever. It goes in the fridge, it goes hard. It's amazing. Anyway, enough of the book. This slice is epic. Now, my ingredients today are really interesting because when I look at these ingredients, I immediately think about my colon. I know, right? Don't freak out, and it's really important when you eat foods that are high in prebiotics and that act like a scrubbing brush in your colon. It's really important. So seeds are meant to be chewed, first thing. The second thing is, when you chew the seeds, you're breaking open their natural ability to give us nutrition. So when we have something like a caramel seeded slice like this, people are like, oh my God, this is amazing, and we inhale it. Our job is to chew. So that's the big one here with this slice. I know when I worked at health retreats before, we'd do things like this for like afternoon tea for that little like, you know, sweetie hit, and a lot of people would just be inhaling it. And I would ask them the next day, you know, you need to look at your poo. And they'd look at their poo and they go, oh my God, I saw the seeds in there because you didn't chew. So this is a really important part of eating real food, especially if food as close to nature intended it to be, with low human interference. It gives us this ability and this way to stop for a minute and to chew. It's hard. It's hard sometimes because you just like want to eat it all like me, but it's, you know, one of those things. So I've got pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, chia seeds, black, white, mixed, doesn't matter. Okay. Then I've got sesame seeds. You can use black and white, doesn't matter. I've got flax seeds. That is my topping. Now my base, I've got a mix of beautiful macadamia nuts, activated macadamia nuts, and some beautiful cashews, and some coconut, and some dates, and some vanilla, some salt and some water just to make that base. And I'm using dried dates. And the reason why I'm using dried dates, because I cannot get Najil dates in Indonesia. That is the only reason why I'm using dried dates. And I love them and I find them very economical, and they sit beautifully on the shelf here for literally months. So that makes me super happy. That's just one of my pantry staples. And this is such a great little snack for any time of the day, but even for breakfast. I mean, if you can get the kids in the kitchen to make this, and especially the kids to actually really know that it's delicious and it's got the caramel, but it has all those bits in there for them, like all the major nutritional isms that nutritional science talks about is in this stuff. All these seeds that we just kind of, you know, cook or we sprinkle on things, but to have it a main thing as a topping does change your entire world. Trust me, it really does, and it really does force you to chew. Okay, so in the food processor, I'm gonna go macadamia nuts, cashews, coconut, dates, some vanilla, and I might need a little bit of water, and I'll show you why. Because sometimes when you use things like that without tahini and without honey, we need to find that stickiness, and water gives us that. I want to add salt in there. Minerals, seeds, epicness, and salt is the building blocks of flavour, which is just going to make everything in there, in that food processor, like next level, amp up the flavour. It's just a sprinkle of salt, it's not a lot, but it just pulls all that flavour out of those ingredients in there. It's super chunky. You can kind of see that nothing's really broken down. Nothing's going to stick together as a base. Keep running the food processor, keep grinding it down, and then I'm going to add a splash of water just to bind everything up. You can kind of see how that's now come together. Now how I'm going to stick this, because right now it's a little bit sticky from those dates, but it's crumbling when I put my finger after I've made it a bit firm. See how we don't want it to do that. So water is your friend right now. That tiny bit of water, which is about a tablespoon, just turns it into this. Look at that. Nothing's crumbling when I put my finger on it. Oh God, it smells amazing. Okay, I'm gonna put mine into a long tin. I've got this. You can use a square tin, you can use a glass, you know, zip, like a container, whatever you have randomly around the house. This is what I have today. Transfer it into here. One really good trick actually that I learned many years ago is to not just push down when you put it in there. Take a little bit of it, put it over here, take a little bit, put it there, and even it out. Then you kind of know, wow, do I need a bigger tin? Am I okay here? Before I start pushing, and you kind of get an even surface, if that makes any sense at all. It's kind of what I do. It lessens the anxiety. This is the time to put the music on. Loud. Reggae if possible. You know what I like to do? I like to get a spatula and just evenly push so I get a really good flat surface. If you were in the kitchen with me right now, we'd be having a total kitchen bench session and talking about all the things fabulous. And right now, this is fabulous. All right, next is my caramel sauce. Oh my God. And it's not even a sauce, actually. It feels like a sauce, but when you put it in the fridge, it goes hard. And it is phenomenal, and it lasts literally for weeks. Second cookbook, everyone, go to my website, or I'll dump a link below, but you really need to get this cookbook. It's changed my whole world. All right, I need a offset spatula. I know straight away that I'm gonna need to oil my offset spatula because it's gonna stick. So this is my normal spatula and this is my offset. And I need to put some oil on here so when I'm pushing this down, it doesn't stick. Just a little bit of olive oil, coconut oil, just putting it on here so it covers that. And then as I push this down, it doesn't stick. Genius, right? All these seeds are kept in the fridge if you're in a hot climate, in glass jars, stored in the fridge so they don't go rancid. And you just want to sprinkle them evenly on here. Now you're thinking to yourself, all those seeds are going to fall off. Well, you're right, they are. So you grab the spatula again and you push them into the slice. Now see, I'm staying in one area. I'm not going down, I'm just staying right here. Kind of moving it around, making sure the seeds are getting pressed into the caramel, just down one end. Now I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Brilliant. Let that little bit of runoff come off. Okay, that's good, it's really stuck. Now I'm gonna get the rest of that's come off, which is just about a tablespoon. I'm gonna put it back on and do that again. Straight into the freezer, good couple of hours, and then we'll cut it. Perfect. Wow. Okay. All right. So we're gonna make these biscuits, these chocolate ones. We've never made them before. We're gonna give it a good hard crack, everybody. It's what you do when you're in the kitchen. I'm just trying to think what I was looking for. These are like a chocolate biscuit with a cream filling. I know, right? It's kind of epic. My oven is on 175. It's hot, it's piping, it's actually hot in here. And I'm gonna do the cream filling first so it's done and it's in the fridge to set a little bit. I have melted 175 grams, or 170 grams, sorry, of beautiful cacao paste. Now you are welcome to melt whatever you like. You could have like a dark chocolate, you could have whatever you like. I've got cacao paste, which is the purest form. I'm gonna add my coconut cream in here. Now I'm using a cream coconut that's in a container and it's called Cara. And I like it, and it's probably the only one that actually I find that sets this frosting. So, and it's kind of really versatile, this icing. And because cacao paste is so bitter, you are going to need sugar. So I've got some coconut sugar here. And like I said, if you had like a 73% chocolate or an 80% chocolate, You don't have to add any sugar to it, but this is 0 sugar in this chocolate cacao paste. All right, just gonna blend this up a bit, just to break it down. And then as it's going, you're gonna add your melted chocolate to it. Oh, yum. Ruben's on the tools today, he's on the camera. Thank God, we're both eaters. See how thick and rich that is? It's like a lovely, and that's what the Cara does. It really kind of sets straight away. And you want it to hold like that. It doesn't fall. So you're gonna set this aside in the fridge. Until our biscuits are ready. So this is our cream filling. I know, right? It's so good. Okay, I'm just gonna clean this up and then we'll put this in the fridge and then we'll get to the next step. Oh my God, that's so fucking good. Literally got chocolate all everywhere. Oh, that was a moment. That was really good. Really good. It's the best epic all-round frosting I've ever made in my whole life. Okay, now for the biscuit situation. Okay, we need to put all the wet ingredients into one bowl and all the dry into the other. So coconut sugar. Now with coconut sugar, have a look at this. It's quite grainy. Don't know whether you can see that up close, but it really is. Just chuck it into the Vitamix and you'll get a fine texture. That's all I did. Blitz it up for a few seconds. Simple. What else? We need the cacao powder in there. So we've got spelt flour. This is not gluten-free. If you want to change it to gluten-free, go right ahead. Look at me. It's like you go right ahead. I'm sure you gluten-free humans out there know what you're doing. Please put your comments below. Tell me what you did so I can learn as well, because I'm not a big one on gluten-free baking. It's really not my area of expertise. I'd like it to be. If there's a gluten-free baker out there who wants to train me, I'm up for it. I live in Indonesia. This is my studio. Ruben's behind the camera. It's what we do. Come over, hang out and teach me how to bake gluten-free without all the vegan rubbish of the fake butters and all the crap. Only real food. Okay, so that's that part. So, need to mix this dry ingredients up and we need to add our raising agents in there. So I'm using Bob's Red Mill's isms, baking powder and baking soda. So I've got 1 teaspoon of powder and I need half of soda. Now why, you ask? There's 2 different ones in there? I don't know. Just because it just rises better and does its thing. Okay, I'm gonna whisk this up really well. Get all those lumps out. Now we need all our wet ingredients. So I've got 250 mils of coconut milk. You can use any plant-based milk you like. And I've got some neutral oil. This could be macadamia nut oil, rice bran oil, coconut oil. Just depends. You could do half and half, like a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of rice bran, just depends. I've got some vanilla in there. You want to whisk this up. Now I've got some water on standby because it might not be liquid enough. And now I'm going to add this into here. A little bit of a time, just gathering up the isms from the outside. So as I'm stirring, I'm pulling in from the outside the dry to the wet. It's a technique I learned watching cooking shows. I love cooking shows. I find them amazing. Stirring this all through. Getting all those lumps out. Okay, check it out. Don't overmix it because it'll go tough. Always taste it. Oh, that tastes good. Oh my God. Okay, that tastes damn fine. You're gonna add a little bit of salt, pull out more flavour. Now I don't need any extra water. I had it there on the side just in case. Oh, I'm so happy with this right now. Oh my God. Okay, I need a situation. Come up here with me. It's kind of my area where I have like stashes of stuff. Like I really want to learn pastry and I buy all these things, right? And I never use them because I don't know what to do with them. Oh yeah, we'll use that. I've got so much stuff up here. I've got a temperature situation to temper chocolate. I've got chocolate molds and oh, it's just amazing. I love it. Some people buy shoes, I buy kitchen equipment. This is a piping bag. And what I want to do is get my isms ready. So I need a tray, maybe 2. I need baking paper. Imagine this, right? There's this biscuit and it's like a disc and it's chocolatey and there's this cream frosting chocolatey situation in the middle and it's like a sandwich. That's what we're creating. So hang in there. Oh my God, I'm hilarious. Look at this. This is what I have learnt watching cooking shows, is you get the bag. Is that how you do it? Hang on a minute, hang on a minute, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute, hold the line, caller, hold the line. That's it. There we go. I haven't cut the bottom yet, okay? So I'm just putting it in. Pastry chefs would be so proud of me right now. Actually, what would they say? They would say, don't fill it up to the top, Cynthia. Okay, I'm channeling one of my pastry chef mates right now. Oh man, that tastes so damn good. Okay, this is what's really cool about this. So get all the air out and then twist up here. Get your knife and cut about there and then come over here. Oh no, don't do that, Cynthia. And then make a somewhat kind of a disc, all the same size and all the same height. Come on, Cynthia, come on, mate. You got this, you got this. All the same height. Come on. Okay, they're going to go in the oven and we're going to cook them for 10 minutes and then we're going to check them out. Yep, my pastry chefs would be really proud right now. All right, this is going off. I put it on for 10 minutes. I'm going to check them. One thing about baking, right? There's 2 situations in the oven. I put them one on the middle and one on the bottom. Now I know the bottom's going to cook faster, so in between that 10 minutes, I did that just to get it even, because you know, chefs do. How are my little discs going? Oh, they're sublime. I don't know whether they're cooked or not. How do you know? How do you know? How do you know? All right, so I'm just gonna get one and just kind of, oh God, I don't wanna. What do you think, Reuben?
Are they supposed to be soft inside?
They're supposed to be very soft inside. Because as they cool, they're gonna get harder, right? So I think they're cooked. This can be our demo situation where we, yeah, they're cooked. See that flour?
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. This is very promising, everyone. This is very, very promising. Very gently do that. We're going to cool them, and then we're going to put the frosting in between them, and then we're going to squish them, and then we're going to eat them with chai. Just using some of that leftover paper, which I'm going to scrunch up to go in my ism. Very proud of these. Me and Reuben are like, wow, they really worked. They really worked. And my gorgeous cream filling is sublime. Look at it, look at it, look at it, look at it, look at it. So what I want to do is grab a chair actually. And I just want to put this in between them, and I don't know how much I actually put in between them. My friend Dana's here. Dana, how much would I put in between them?
I say lots.
How much is lots?
Like if you think it's enough, do another leg.
Kind of want them to be the same size, right? This is fun. Seriously. Anyone?
Yeah, I know texture's good.
Really?
Yeah. Because then it melts like it just.
It's like a cake sandwich. It's a cake sandwich. It's not a biscuit. But I reckon if I put them in the fridge, they would go. Oh, that's kind of. Really?
I like the crunch on the outside.